Welcome to Things You Might Ought to Know for November the 4th, Monday, November the 4th, 2024. I am Jake from Payne. And as we are gearing up for a very stressful, very hectic week here, as it's election week here, can't really call it. The day is tomorrow. The week is all week here in the United States. We're going to have some fun for you this day with a quick break from the news and give you some stuff that are fun things to get into. Birthdays, look back in history, and a nice thing to celebrate on this day. Starting off on our birthdays, the funnest, the fun stuff. And we kick things off with this guy. This guy right here, being Ralph Macchio, who may look like he's in his middle 40s, but he's actually on this actual date 63 years old. Now, Ralph Macchio is in the news greatly because one, he just wrapped up, I guess, is the series finale of Cobra Kai. I kind of gave up on it after the beginning of season two. Like, it's his first season of it, and when it was, when YouTube Red started to come up his way, it was going to combat a TV. It was really cheesy. Then they turned it even cheesier because people wanted more of it. Johnny and Danny fighting against each other and with their kids in their 50s ish, because Ralph Macchio was like 35 when he filmed the first movie or something like that. But Ralph Macchio is going to be in the next Karate Kid, where they do a crossover where they bring in the generations, where he will start in the movie with Mr. Han being Jackie Chan and bring in the legacy, which we believe means a actual better sequel for Karate Kid, a better ending for Ralph Macchio and Daniel, and then all of the sequels, and of course Cobra Kai did. So we'll see how that plays out. Way too much time on Ralph Macchio here, but we love the guy. And that's less time we spent on Sean Combs, who's 55 years old today. He's had plenty of coverage in the news lately, so we're not going to go deep into detail, but it is Puff Daddy's birthday on today. He's a birthday twin of Matthew McConaughey, who's also 55 years old on that day. So we're sharing it with Sean, but we're really celebrating Ralph Macchio because, gosh darn it, and Matthew McConaughey as well. That birthday trio for today. Let's move on to our history lessons, things that happened on this day, back. And in 1939, so glad this happened. Air conditioners in cars were introduced by the Packard Motor Company in Chicago. Now, it took a little while for them to be adopted because they cost a bit of money. If you run that AC in your car, you know it burns your gas. But hey, this was a change in mindset and a upgrade for all of our lives here in the now 21st century. Air conditioning was introduced into the first batch of cars by the Packard Motor Company in 1939. Thank you for that one. We're wrapping up our history lesson with two presidential elections. First, Ronald Reagan wins on this day in 1980, defeating Jimmy Carter by a wide margin, one of the widest margins in modern election history, maybe in all time, as they were counting these things, because there's some big numbers to do this. Jimmy Carter, who was not a popular president and got in sort of, in some may say, kind of a fluke by himself, was able to be bested by Ronald Reagan on this day when he was officially elected on election day, because they could call it pretty quickly in 1980. Also called it fairly quickly in 2008, where Barack Obama became the 44th president of the United States on this day, our first black president. And of course, hopes and change. When we are now post-racial and everybody's happy and rainbows and unicorns and all those things. No, not really. Let's learn this something today. Let's learn a word. Today's word is bauble. Cheap, showy jewelry or ornament. And yes, we used this before. We did a reset of some of the words and reshuffled some words and things, and a lot of the old words popping up early. So unfortunately, a lot of the later words popping up early. So unfortunately, I think that shuffle. We'll have to fix that when we publish the next edition of things, or sorry, big words you might ought to know. But bauble is a very popular word, and if you got the Little Mermaid in your head, it was on purpose. Used in a sentence, she couldn't resist adding another bauble to her collection, even though her jewelry box was already overflowing. A bauble is a cheap little bit of jewelry or ornament that's out there, and it is their word for the day. So try to use it in a sentence today. Check out the Big Words Project at thebigwordsproject.com for more words you learn every single day. If you're like me, and you are going to deal with a whole lot of sort of things on one week, including the election. The election is not even the longest part of the week. That's just sort of the longest slog going on. There are other things happening that are just coinciding with this big, dark, depressive cloud that's going to overhang us, including apparently a big cloud overhanging us with rain on election day. So I voted 2 days early. That range. But here's an affirmation that may help you feel a little bit better. I am deeply fulfilled with who I am. This affirmation helps reduce negative thoughts. It helps in minimizing the influence of negative thoughts and self-doubt, promoting a more positive outlook on life. Um, it's there for you to help you feel better and feel like you're on the step up, even if you're on a step down. Now, I have a book called 100 Daily Affirmations for Positivity and Confidence that goes deep in detail on how affirmations work and gives you, yes, 100 affirmations to use for yourself. Each affirmation actually has 5 reasons like that for you to maybe see how it works out. And it also does admit that affirmations work for some, not for others. So you can check out the book by clicking in this presentation and see for yourself as what's going on. It's on Amazon, it's on Kindle. It's not a bad price. Let's go to our fun celebration of the day. This one got me off guard, but we need some fun, need some levity, need something to bring us up as we bring ourselves into election week. And so we're going to celebrate National Easy Bake Oven Day. We celebrate on November 4th every year. Baking in an easy bake oven is satisfying and rewarding experience. You know this from a childhood. You know the little light that make that warmed up enough to make a little bit of batter turn into a cake. If you did, guess what? You can get a easy bake oven. You know who's buying a lot of easy bake ovens? A lot of mature men. They're not playing video games. They're buying easy bake ovens and doing things. There are whole blog accounts. You can do blogs and whole TikTok shows on easy bake oven utilities and tools and things from the easy bake oven. It is amazing. You can buy all sort of mixes, all sort of things, and basically be a gourmet in easy bake oven. Hey, there's an easy bake. Remember the easy bake oven show on Netflix, the giant easy bake oven? It's a revival. It's a great thing. You should fall in love with it again. It's Easy Bake Oven. So check it out if you can. Find one if you want to. Find a kid and buy it for them if you feel embarrassed. Go ahead and buy it for them. Easy Bake Oven Day is what we're celebrating on this 4th of November. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about our spotlight sponsor. And you can always check out our website. This is conversationproject.com/sponsors for more sponsors. Sponsors are affiliate links or all of the sponsors are affiliate links to other companies. So if you buy from them, we get a small commission. Today, it is myself. And all week, we're going to talk about this because it is election week. And this is the most political we're going to get for things you might not know, other than doing a lot of presidents who got elected this week in the history things. I have a book called the Now What Network Manifesto. It is a promotion, if you will, from our website, the Now What Network at nowwhat.network. Bigger part of the More Better Media family there. Now What Network is dedicated to keeping politicians, keeping public officials accountable, and giving you ways to do that, giving you ideas to do that, and letting you know sort of things that people promise that aren't going there. It's less about highlighting what someone said they're going to do, they're not doing, but more about reminding folks that if someone's not doing the right things, this is what you do to hopefully right the ship for your life in your community. 10 tips are in this, 10 topics are in this book that tell you how to stay engaged with the political environment even after the national election is done. And this works for both the Harrises and the Trumps in the world and the people running for justice and peace and dog catcher and lower level things. It's all about keeping people accountable, things you can do to remind them what they said they're going to do, whether they said they're going to do it for you and they're actually doing things on up and up on somebody you voted for, or whether they said they're going to do stuff for their own constituents and it's not working, and you can give them a chance to know they can pivot. Buy the book via Amazon at Amazon.com, or you can go to my website, or jclevelandpayne.net/books. All my books are listed there. Search for the Now What Manifesto. It's out there right now, and the link is actually in this presentation. So click that link right there. It's not just a book; it's a movement for people who are frustrated with politics, as usual, and want real, actionable ways to make the voices count. 10 ways in this book called the Now What Network Manifesto, and also, of course, highlights the ongoing effort at the Now What Network for the entirety of foreverness, if that's a word. It's not a word. I'm going to say it. Right now, I want you to join us in sharing the love, the Conversation Project. Like the Conversation Project, like things you might ought to know, like the short clips, like the hot takes, like the things you're seeing out there, so that we get social proof. Social proof is how people see that things are worthy of things. So a lot of likes are on a video. People will click on it and see that. If it gets a large dislike, it may actually get more stuff. This past weekend, I did or this past week, I did an article in the news program about um, the controversy that is the release of Wicked, the movie. And the controversy is they're releasing 2 movies. That's it. I didn't write the headline. I literally posted from the headline, so you can't blame me for it. I read it straight saying the controversy is they're splitting the movie into 2, so there's basically more character development. It's probably a great thing going on. I got so much vitriol that that video has a like ratio of about 14%. I average around 87%, so 14% is gonna bring down my average. Yes, it will. But like it anyway. The hate itself, and I can do the review, the hate within you, because trust me, the hate is making that one of the highest rated videos of the month. Yes, bring the heat, bring the hate, bring the hate. Or you can share the love or maybe the hate of some of the things we do out here. If you share videos with other folks, they're more likely to watch them and sharing your love or hate for whatever I'm saying. So that it brings more engagement, more stuff going on. What we really want from you is your subscription, you to stick around for what's going on. We want your engagement with more people who are subscribed to get our programming on a regular basis, more people that can actually engage in what we do. We put out news articles 50 minutes at our website, this or at our feeds from our website. Our website is thisisconversationproject.com. Our feeds are on Facebook, on X, and on Threads. And we get people to engage in those news stories so that every single morning we give you a news program that our stories you say a conversation. We don't just take watch CNN on my screen over here. I'll just look at CNN and just scribble it. I go to you guys and see the stories from all the past day, what to talk about. And so for that one, that's called things you might not have heard. It came before this one in live recording. Maybe you saw it, if you didn't, subscribe, you'll get it in your feed, whether you're watching us on Facebook, on X, or on YouTube. You get the full stories there as well. Plus, you can subscribe to us, and on YouTube and TikTok, you will get and see the clips from the news stuff. You don't see the full news articles and the hot takes as they come by as time allots for them. So like, share, and subscribe so we have more folks in the conversation, more folks literally in the project. That's it. Monday, November the 4th, 2024, we have a full week of engagements happening with you here and engagements going on around the nation and around the world, if you will, because the presidential election in America is kind of a big deal. So a lot of people are paying attention to what's happening. And they're looking for a quick answer come Tuesday night. That ain't gonna come. It's like waiting for Godot, ain't gonna show. Well, it will show, just not on Tuesday night. So prepare for a long week of more of this stuff because we're going to have that. Hopefully, we can lighten your day with this stuff here and things you might ought to know. We love you guys. We need so much. Join again tomorrow with more fun stuff from the Conversation Project.